If I could have everyone's attention, please, or you could ignore me if you want. It won't really make much of a difference. Maybe it's not too late to bail. Never mind, it is. I was asked to speak to you all and to tell you about Diana Rojas. I am still, a week later, a bit confused as to why I was asked to give this speech, as I don't know who Diana Rojas is or the type of person she was. The first time I heard about her was when her mother came up to me as I was eating an onigiri with my friend and told me I had to do this. Of course, given none of us knew who she was, I was hesitant in interacting with her, given as I was used to strange people coming up to me and asking weird questions. So at first I tried to decline and to ignore her, thinking that if I did that, she would go away. But given I am here before all of you, I lost. But given the fact that I usually don't back down from assignments or favors people ask me to do. Yes, Minnie, I know that's something that you told me to stop doing. Can you please stop giving me that look? I can't deal with this right now. Could you scold me later? Like when I'm not in front of a crowd of 200 people? Okay, thanks. Now where was I? Right. And I figured it wouldn't be hard. I could do research and just give you a statistic and different facts about Diana Rojas based on her everyday activities. I started to treat the task as just that, a task that needed to be completed. Just like a school assignment, because I can do those, I can write an essay on just about anything. So I figured I should treat this as such. But the thing about treating this as an assignment meant that I had to do research and interact with people, which, with my social battery, was a nightmare. Now I can see the horror in your faces because this is not how you wanted this to go. And all I can say is, you can blame Mrs. Rojas for it. No, Eli, I am not leaving this podium. She needs to know that if she doesn't like this, then she should have found someone else instead of hounding me when I was eating onigiri. No, I am not being dramatic. Yes, I can see that she's about to faint. It's important. Can you guys stop interrupting me? I am in the middle of an important speech here. You knew I was doing this, and you should have stopped me before I set foot in here. You know what? Stop talking. See, I lost my train of thought again. See, when they approached me, because it wasn't just her who approached me. After the onigiri incident, I ran away, only to be found the next day on campus eating ramen and teriyaki by Mr. Rojas, who gave me the same spiel that Mrs. Rojas gave me. And at that point, it felt like I had no other choice than to just accept the fact that I had to do this. So I agreed, and then realized I had a lot to do. And like most things that are done last minute, it was accomplished with copious amounts of coffee, Red Bull, and a lack of sleep. Diana Rojas was 5'4" and weighed about 200 pounds. At least that's what her medical history said when I looked her up in the system. I tried asking her friends about these basic questions, but no one was able to give me a precise number, so I turned to her medical records, and thankfully it was all up to date. She was born at 3 in the morning on a Saturday, in her home, because her parents didn't want to pay for the hospital bill. Granted, I get it, hospital bills are expensive, but I feel like this really sets up to what Diana's life was like. She was born bald, like any bald baby, and here in my hands I hold pictures of her being bald for the first 3 years of her life, which were not easy to come by, but I figured I needed evidence before I made an outrageous claim like that, given she was known for her luscious hair, or so I'm told. Now, I would like to mention that the way I was able to get any of this information was because I might have broken into the Rojas estate after 3 in the morning. Why are you all shocked? No, I am not admitting to breaking and entering. You can't call the cops on me. Minnie, you didn't have to tackle the lady. Just let me finish the speech, and then you can call the cops on me. Thanks, Eli. You're a treasure. Well, I didn't break in. They had gone out of town to get ready for the funeral preparations, and I was on a mission to figure out the most I could about Diana so that my facts were supported by evidence, and while I was there, I realized she'd been a bald baby, or toddler. And I would just like to mention that your security system sucks. If I was able to get in, then anyone is able to get in. Anyways, Diana Rojas started to go to preschool when she was 4 years old, and had a speech impediment for most of her life up until the 5th grade, where she magically started talking like she was one of those commercialized voice actors that announce flights in an airport. Her